There is a force more dangerous than the sharpest blade, more unshakable than any fortress, and more decisive than the loudest roar in battle. It cannot be touched, it cannot be seen, and yet it determines everything. This is not the strength of muscle, not the fury of a warrior's cry, but the unyielding stillness of a man who has mastered himself. When the storms rise, he does not flinch. When the crowd runs, he does not follow. When fear whispers, he does not listen. This is inner strength, and it is the root of all true power. For the samurai, it was not enough to fight bravely. He had to live bravely, every moment, every choice, every breath. To walk the path of Bushido was to walk a narrow road, a road without applause, a road with no shortcuts, a road that demanded a deeper kind of courage, the kind that comes not from proving yourself to others, but from becoming someone even you can respect. To know yourself, to govern yourself, and to never abandon your code. This is the true art of war. In this video, we will uncover what the ancient samurai understood about true strength. Not the kind that fades with age, not the kind that flexes in front of mirrors, but the kind that cannot be broken, because it was never built by the world. This is the code of Bushido, and this is the power it unlocks. We live in a world that confuses strength with aggression, noise with power, and confidence with truth. But the samurai knew something deeper. Inner strength is not brute force. It is not about dominance nor defiance. It is the calm center of a man who does not need to prove anything because he knows who he is. It is the ability to stand still when everything around you demands reaction, to stay silent when the world begs for noise, to act with clarity, not from impulse but from principle. This strength doesn't shout. It doesn't seek approval. It simply is, because it was forged not in comfort, but in discipline, self-awareness, and solitude, where most crumble when the pressure mounts. The warrior simply tightens his grip. Where others seek escape, he sharpens his attention, and when the world pushes him to break, he bends without snapping. Why? Because his strength was never in his hands. It was in his mind, his values, his unshakable foundation. Victory over others is fortune. Victory over yourself is freedom. This is what separates the samurai from the reckless fighter. Anyone can swing a sword. Few can master the one who holds it. The art of Bushido begins here, by recognizing that you are both the battlefield and the weapon. And unless you win the war within, you will lose every battle without. Bushido is not just a code, it is an internal structure, a spine of values, a quiet map for navigating a chaotic world. The samurai did not guess how to live. He followed a path built on 8 pillars, each one carved not from stone, but from choice. Let us walk that path now. GI, righteousness, to know what is right and do it, not when it's convenient, not when it's popular, but when it's hard, when it costs you something. Because a man without righteousness becomes a leaf in the wind, blown by fear, by money, by others. You, courage, not reckless action, not blind bravado, but the ability to move forward with fear sitting in your chest and still choosing the honorable path. Courage is not loud, it is silent. It's the voice that says, do what must be done, even when no one claps for it. Jin, compassion. True strength does not seek domination. It protects. It lifts others. It disciplines not to punish, but to teach. A samurai's heart is not hard. It is disciplined, controlled, capable of violence, but guided by mercy. REI, respect, not submission, but the understanding that every life is sacred, even an enemy's. To bow before combat is not weakness, it is acknowledgement. We are both bound by honor. Let us meet clean, Makoto, honesty. No masks, no pretense. The samurai's word was his bond. To say it was to stake your life upon it. No hiding behind sarcasm, performance, or convenience. Just truth, no matter the cost. Meio, honor. This is the mirror of the soul, a reflection only you can see. To stain it is to betray yourself. To guard it is to live with pride, quiet, unshakable, earned. Chugi, loyalty, not blind obedience, but fierce devotion to that which is right. Loyalty to your code, to your purpose, to those you have given your word. Even when they falter, you remain upright. Self-control. This is the gatekeeper of all the others. Without it, your sword swings wild, your words injure, your mind scatters. But with it, you are unshakable. You choose your thoughts. You rule your body. You master your emotions instead of letting them master you. Not just a way to die with honor, but a way to live with it. Each principle, a step inward. Each step, a test of your will. And those who walk this path, they don't become invincible, they become whole. Today, men no longer carry swords, but they fight every day. Not with enemies, but with distraction, with weakness disguised as freedom, with noise that drowns out their inner voice. The modern world does not need to defeat you with force. It defeats you with comfort. It steals your attention. It rewards your vices. It tempts you to trade your discipline for dopamine, your values for validation, and your legacy for likes. This world teaches you to escape discomfort at all costs. But the samurai did the opposite. He ran toward discomfort because he knew that what is easy will rot you, and what is hard will forge you. They tell you to express every emotion, but never to master them. They praise authenticity, but mock the man who stands silently in his own code. They celebrate reaction, but not restraint. The more the world screams at you to let go, the more you must hold fast. This is not about being cold. It is about being clear. When you are ruled by impulse, you are not free. When you let the world dictate your mood, you are not strong. And when you compromise your integrity, you begin to disappear from yourself. So ask yourself, are you making your own choices? Or are they being made for you by 1,000 tiny temptations? Are you growing stronger, or just getting better at hiding your weakness? Because if you are not actively training your inner strength, then the world is actively weakening it. There is no neutral ground, and unless you anchor yourself in something ancient, unmoving, and true, you will drift slowly, quietly, into a life that does not belong to you. You do not build inner strength in the heat of crisis. You build it in the silence before the storm. Not in grand gestures, but in the small, invisible choices that no one sees, and few respect. The samurai trained not just with steel, but with rituals that carved his mind into something unshakable. Begin with the morning, before the noise of the world floods in. Sit in stillness. Let silence be your sword, not meditation for peace, but for readiness, so that your first act of the day is discipline, not reaction. Then practice precision. Do small things well, because they are not small. Making your bed, tying your belt, placing your tools where they belong. This is not habit, it is honor in motion. Train your attention. Do one thing at a time. Speak with intention. Listen without planning your reply. Move through the world as if every gesture matters, because it does. Control your appetite, not just for food, but for comfort, gossip, and distraction. Every indulgence you deny builds the muscle of restraint. Every time you delay gratification, you sharpen your sword. And above all, keep your word, even to yourself, especially to yourself. Because if you lie to yourself, you will never trust your own strength. And if you don't trust yourself, why would anyone else? Bushido is not a philosophy to read. It is a practice. It is not an idea to admire. It is a way to walk, speak, breathe, and be. Not when it's convenient, but especially when it's not. Each day you follow the code, you thicken your armor, you sharpen your mind, and you move closer to the version of yourself that cannot be moved. So what does it look like to carry inner strength? No lightning, no armor, no crowd cheering your name. Just a man, silent, centered, who walks as if the ground itself recognizes his presence. He does not seek control, he embodies it. He does not speak often, but when he does, his words land like steel on stone. He can endure insult without injury. He can stand alone without apology. He can face loss, failure, even death, without flinching. Because his strength was not built for the moment. It was built for every moment. He does not react to the chaos around him. He listens, he observes, he waits, and when the time comes, he acts with such precision you wonder if he had known the outcome all along. But he didn't. He simply trusted himself, trusted the years of stillness, the quiet choices, the days of discomfort that hardened his mind like iron. This is what Bushido gives you. Not fame, not praise, but something deeper. An undeniable presence, an inner gravity that draws others to stillness. Just by standing near you, you become the man people turn to when things fall apart. Not because you're louder, but because you are anchored. They may not understand it, they may never thank you, but they will follow your steps, because they recognize something they forgot existed. Honor, discipline, presence, the invisible qualities that never rust because they are not of this world. There is a war inside every man, a quiet war, an invisible war, a war between what is easy and what is right, between what is urgent and what is eternal, between the voice that says, "Give in," and the voice that whispers, "Stand firm." Most never hear the second voice because they never go quiet enough to listen. But the samurai did, because he knew if you lose this inner war, no victory outside you will matter, and if you win it, there is nothing the world can take from you. Bushido is not a myth. It is not a relic of a fallen age. It is a living fire, waiting for those brave enough to carry it, not in armor, not with swords, but in the way you rise each morning, in the way you speak, in the way you live when no one is watching. Because real strength is not loud, it doesn't beg, it doesn't chase. It is, and when the world sees that in you, they won't know what to call it, but you will. You will know it as the art of Bushido and the quiet, eternal force of inner strength.